With a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. And with these words, 56 men irrevocably sealed their fates. For signing this document represented an act of treason against the British Crown. However, they understood the gravity of their decision. Once this declaration was released, their lives and the lives of their families would be forever altered. Yet driven by a vision of a nation where future generations could pursue their God-given rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, they embraced this profound risk unanimously. As we prepare to commemorate the 250th anniversary of our nation's birth, it is essential to reflect on the courageous sacrifices that defined the founding of the United States, as well as remind ourselves of the reasons behind our celebrations. What drove these individuals to such perilous lengths? Throughout 1775 and early 1776, colonial leaders hoped to reconcile with the British government. The members of Congress were not willing to declare independence, excluding those who were known as radicals. However, as time passed, it became clear Britain was not interested in reconciliation. This realization intensified after King George III condemned the colonies in Parliament and began sending military troops to suppress the rebellion. Virginian Patrick Henry sensed that conflict was unavoidable. From the podium of St. John's Church in Richmond, he proclaimed, "Gentlemen may cry peace, peace, but there is no peace. The war has actually begun. I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty or give me death." Nearly a year after Patrick Henry's speech, Thomas Paine released his influential pamphlet, Common Sense, in which he asserted that those who dare oppose not only tyranny, but also the tyrant, could possess the power to begin the world over again. By February of 1776, colonial leaders recognized that in order to break free from English rule, they needed foreign support, specifically from Britain's enemy, France. Therefore, the only viable course of action to oppose Britain and secure alliances was to declare independence. On June 7, 1776, it was Virginian Richard Henry Lee who introduced the motion in the Continental Congress to declare a united independence from Great Britain. Lee resolved that the colonies should be free and independent from English rule, renouncing all political connections and allegiance to the British Crown. After several days of debate, Congress adjourned and formed a committee of 5 delegates. John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, Robert R. Livingston, and Roger Sherman were tasked to draft a document that would declare the colonies' independence from Great Britain. This allowed the delegates time to consult with the people of the home colonies regarding how they should vote. After several weeks, Thomas Jefferson, the primary author, along with John Adams and Benjamin Franklin, submitted the draft on June 28th. As the Continental Congress debated and edited parts of Jefferson's draft, several colonies reversed their votes in favor of the declaration. On July 2nd, the final votes were cast. 12 out of the 13 colonies voted in favor of independence, with New York abstaining. By August, the Declaration of Independence was unanimously approved by all 13 colonies. All across the country, copies of the document were printed and published. Privately and publicly, the Declaration of Independence was read aloud. This document boosted the morale of the soldiers and united the people, giving them a reason to fight. The signing of the Declaration of Independence marked a pivotal moment in the history of the United States. It was not merely a formality, but a bold declaration of the colonies' right to freedom and equality. The founders recognized their actions may lead to personal peril, yet they chose to act on their convictions, driven by a belief in a prosperous and virtuous future for generations to come. As we celebrate America's 250th anniversary, we must remember the past. but also strive to uphold the values that have made the United States of America a beacon of hope and inspiration around the world. This leads us to a critical question. Are we prepared to sacrifice for the preservation of the fundamental rights our predecessors fought for? The legacy of the Declaration is not just a historical document. It is a call to action for each of us to contribute to the ongoing fight for liberty, ensuring our forefathers' courageous sacrifices were not in vain.